lay out framework for national unity in Guinea begins with main political leaders. Road users advised to observe road signs always at zebra crossing to ensure safety. Plus, normalcy is gradually returning to Calabar Custodial Center with the recovery of over 114 inmates. Details shortly. Good evening and welcome to NTA News at 7. I am Ode Alenyo, and now the news in details. The junta that ousted Guinea's President Alpha Condé last week has started a week-long consultation with political, religious and business leaders towards the formation of a new transition government. The dialogue, which began with a meeting with leaders of the main political parties on Tuesday, is expected to lay out the framework for a promised government of national unity that will lead Guinea back to constitutional order. The talks are expected to define the duration of the transition, what political and institutional reforms are needed before elections, and who will lead the transition. Civil society organizations, diplomatic missions, heads of mining companies and business leaders are also scheduled for meetings with the junta throughout the week. The coup, led by Guinea's special forces and helped by Mamadi Doumbouya, a former French foreign legionnaire, has been condemned by Guinea's partners and regional bodies. Normalcy is gradually returning to Calabar Security Custodial Center with the recovery of 114 inmates out of those who escaped during the recent attack on the center. Deputy Controller General of Operation Nigerian Correctional Service, Muhammad Tuku, gave the updates while on assessment of the center. Rotimi Ebu has details.
Calabar Security Custodial Center, as at the time of the recent attack, had 294 inmates, including those from Kotokalufi Center. Deputy Controller General of Operation Nigeria Correctional Service, Mohammed Tukru, while on assessment of the center, told NTA News off camera that 114 inmates had so far been recovered. Information available to NTA News revealed that about 180 inmates are being expected to secure total recovery. The premises of the center is still under a tight security, while other paramilitary agencies have continued to pay visits to identify with officers and men of the center. Meanwhile, the people of the host community, who are still in shock over the unfortunate incident, stress the need for a solid security arrangement to foster a reoccurrence.
When they were firing there, no, it was not easy for us. They came to around some few minutes to 11, and they operated up to 3 o'clock. In fact, the kind of weapons that they used in that place threatened the community. And in fact, they located their security vehicle around the town, and it was hooting intermittently to scare people away. And in fact, it was not easy for us. The frontage of the prison correctional science service should be located at the back of the fence so that nobody will know what is happening in that place. The security tower should be well equipped, and the glasses there should be reflexive glass, and it should be agile 24 hours. If it is possible, there should be CCTV camera in the premises so that whatever is happening inside the prison there, it will be easy to know at Lokoja, it will be easy to know at Abuja, so that foreign people cannot just trespass to that place at any time that they like.
From Calabar Security Custodial Center, Rotimi Ebu, NTA News.
Following the ongoing onslaught against bandits in the northwest, Nasarawa state government is to beef up security around its boundary to prevent influx of the fleeing bandits. To this end, an expanded security meeting was convened to review the security architecture along its borders. Aliu Tijani Mohammed reports.
Investigations shows that there are reported cases of bandits fleeing northwest due to the ongoing military operations, and Nasarawa state government has placed all security agencies on red alert. This meeting, convened by Governor Abdullahi Sule, appraised the security situation in the state, which council commended security agencies for the peace being enjoyed in the state.
Let me also commend all our security agencies for the partnership that you have providing and the assistance that you have been given, that we've been able to achieve those successes. But as long as they are receiving some successes, then we are also at risk.
Council, however, tasked security operatives to strengthen surveillance and patrols across the state to prevent infiltration of fleeing bandits into the society.
I call this meeting so that we can now sit and think together how to defend our people and how to defend our territories, because we cannot wait until we have another experience of the Dar es Salaam in 2016 before we take a meeting. That's why I say once bitten, twice shy. So we have to be ready. We have to find ways to discuss and protect our people.
Traditional and community leaders, as well as residents, were encouraged to monitor influx of strangers into their domains and report suspicious movement of persons to security agencies. In Lafia, Aliu Tijan Mohammed, NTA News.
Zebra crossing in cities around the world on roads is primarily to warn drivers that pedestrians may be crossing or waiting to cross the road. These road signs therefore calls for caution by road users, especially drivers, but is this practicable in Calabar, the Cross River State capital? Nkoyo Etim went to town in search of answers to that question and if road users know the use of zebra crossing at all.
Zebra crossing is generally known as an area of a road painted with broad white stripes where vehicles must slow down or stop if pedestrians wish to cross. This rather designated area of a road is to avoid carnages on the road and give the right of way to the pedestrian. But is this the case?
Actually, here in Cross River State, I don't think we observe that, especially along this wide road.
I observe it, but the motorist does not observe it. Most of the times, when you want to pass, they're supposed to wait for you to pass, but they will not allow you to pass.
Some residents of Calabar lament the recklessness of some drivers whose habit is to accelerate when they approach zebra crossing, noting that lives are in danger while calling for an awareness on the zebra crossing.
I don't think we observe this zebra crossing just because of the way and the rate vehicles run in the state. They do not even observe if somebody is in zebra points or not.
If the traffic wardens can do their work better than harassing drivers, it will be even better.
Strides reveal that violating the use of a zebra crossing amount to what can be termed as dangerous driving, and some drivers advocate the training of drivers through a licensed driving school so as to be aware on the use of road signs.
That's about the culture here in Calabar. People don't observe traffic rules. But zebra crossing is one of the rules you have to observe as a driver.
And it's bad, especially when the aged and the babies or small ones are passing. We should do something about it.
As part of efforts to curb widespread violation of the zebra crossing and other traffic codes, Chief Vehicle Inspection Officer Paul Bepe says government on its part is embarking on an effective enlightenment campaign to create awareness for road users on different dimensions.
Ideally, you're supposed to slow down, make sure you watch that nobody is on the zebra crossing before you pass. So it is wrong for anybody to touch, not talk of hit or knock somebody down on the pedestrian zebra crossing, pedestrian walkway. It is the right for the pedestrian to walk through that part of the road at any time. The road traffic law, the conservation road traffic law, have provision for traffic offenders, and each offense has its penalty, ranging from the least there is 3,000 naira, 3,000 naira, 5,000 naira, and so like traffic light violation, the offense is 5,000 naira, and we must make you, after paying the 5,000 naira, you go to a classroom and undergo lectures to make you reawaken your the senses that you're supposed to be on alert.
Members of the public have, however, been called upon to be armed with the right knowledge on the application of road signs for the safety of all. In Calabar, Nkoyo Etim, NTA News.
You are watching news reaching you from the studio of NTA Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/NTA Calabar. We will take a break shortly while the news continue.
As news breaks, from the north, south, east, and west of Nigeria. We bring it to you. News from the length and breadth of Cross River State is sent to you via this channel.
With movers and shakers in various spheres of influence talking to us, we carve a niche and showcase our experience in broadcasting. Because it's Nta Calabar before others.
You can't get this anywhere else. It's only here on Nta Calabar News, showing at this times 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. every day. Nta Calabar News. Our experience counts.
The Nigerian Center for Disease Control has recorded 318 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria as at September 13, 2021. The data shows that Lagos topped the chart with 114 cases, followed by Rivers State 91, FCT 32, Edo 31, Delta 28, Kwara 20, Bayelsa 18, Akwa Ibom 15, Oyo 10, and Osun 8. Other states are Gombe and Plateau with 5 cases each, Ekiti 4, Ogun 3, Kano 2, while Kaduna has 1 case. 4 states with 0 cases are Abia, Nasarawa, Ondo, and Sokoto states. The total confirmed cases of the pandemic stands at 199,538, in which 188,427 persons have been discharged, while 2,619 died of the virus. The Global System for Mobile Communication (GSM), which was introduced in Nigeria by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, has been up and running in the last 16 years, bringing with it the pros and cons that affect the lifestyle of Nigerians. What has become worrisome is the addition of cell phones used to enjoy the services of GSM by many users. Erika Ivy in this report tries to unravel why the addition of the cell phone and when this device is at rest.
People of different strata, young or old in any society, make use of the cell phone, and perhaps among the different electronic gadgets in local or international markets, the cell phone can be one of the most friendly human companions. Some respondents who expressed their views on the use of the cell phone say they cannot do without the cell phone except when asleep.
Can you do without the phone for at least a day?
No.
Why?
Because I use my phone to stream live matches, do my assignments, chat with friends, and also my phone keeps me company.
Because I have to watch movies, chat with my friends, and my phone keeps me company.
I don't allow it to affect me. Almost every time, once I have the slightest opportunity, I look at it because it's a source of information. I need to be part of the world, the global world.
My smartphone is more or less like an office to me, understand? All my activities for the day is already planned and scheduled in this phone.
Others say, although the cell phone is good, the need to allow it to rest to avoid any health implication on humans is important.
If you're driving, you're not going to use the phone. If you're using the phone, use the hands-free or use your Bluetooth, as the case may be. And then if you are engaged in a meeting or you're in service worshiping God, you're not going to use your phone. So, but you see the addiction comes in when people are using phones when they're supposed to be worshiping God, for instance. They're using phones when they're supposed to be listening to good stuff somewhere else, or at a seminar, or at a workshop, or they're in a meeting. You're still using your phone? No.
So many young guys have been sent to their early grave simply because of phone. Some using their earpiece. If you are crossing a road, instead for to concentrate, but because of the earpiece, the vehicle will be blowing the horn, pom pom, but the youth, they will not listen. So many of them have been killed because of that. in your kitchen, it is one of the precautions that should be taken. You don't go into the kitchen with your phone. But some of us, if you are cooking, your gas is on, and you are still forced to pick a call instantly. What happens? Explosion will take place.
No, you have to also control yourself now. You can't sleep. You can't sleep. Have time for everything. I allow the phone to rest sometimes. And then you also raise your brain and memory. And then when you come up, I think you look fresh and fresher and fresher.
Investigation reveals that some persons, especially the youths, have gone to early graves due to telephone addictions caused by the wrong use of the device at the very wrong times and places. In Calabar, Erika Ivy, NTA News.
To mitigate effects of global warming, the need for awareness creation amongst the rural populace and the citizenry in conservation of natural ecosystem is the reason for the visit of the Director General UNESCO to the Urban Biosphere Reserve in Cross River State. The Director General UNESCO, Ms. Audrey Azole, was in Nsan community where the reserve are located to foster a sense of pride of place among residents to appreciate increase in biosphere that will enhance their livelihood. The report. The Urban Biosphere Reserve, located at Urban Division of Cross River National Park, is about 3,000 square kilometers with high concentrated biodiversity, ecologically bounded by Korob National Park in the Republic of Cameroon. Director General UNESCO, Ms. Andre Azoli, is here at the reserve to enlighten the host community on the need to have a better knowledge of biosphere in ecosystem and on how they can be empowered through alternative source of livelihood.
We are starting to see, discussing with the local communities how we can provide something else in replacement of these illegal activities, so that they find an interest to do sustainable activity.
Stakeholders in the biodiversity and environmental sector harp on the challenges and need to protect biosphere reserves in their areas so as to be part of the accruing benefits.
And we cannot achieve any of this biodiversity conservation, sustainable use of the land without working closely with you.
And the only way to contend with that is the solution that UNESCO is providing, to empower the people who are doing or who are threatening the ecosystem.
The Conservator General, National Park Service, Ibrahim Musa Goni, is happy for the approval of the Urban and Okwango Biosphere Reserves, all in Cross River State by UNESCO.
With Nigeria becoming a member and even having an ambassador at UNESCO, Nigeria has been able to make case for additional biosphere reserve.
A chieftaincy title of Ntunkai Ebarim, meaning Mother of Life, was conferred on the Director General UNESCO, Audrey Azole, by the Royal Authority of the Nsan community. In Calabar, Ode Aleño, NTA News. Africa will continue to remain a subservient continent if it continues to export its raw materials without refining them into finished products. This is coming from the Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade, who was on an inspection visit to the Ecom Ultramodern Cocoa Processing Factory. Paul Ebel has reports.
The cocoa processing factory is part of the agricultural value chain of the Cross River agro-industrialization policy, which has several benefits including food sufficiency, job creation, reduction of unemployment, proper packaging of products for export, among others. The visit by the governor to this facility with word is on ground presents an assurance that Cross River is now ready to produce chocolates from the abundance of cocoa being cultivated in the state.
Africa accounts for 86% of world cocoa production. Unfortunately, in terms of the economy, it only gains 6%, which means that Africa produces 86% of cocoa, exports the cocoa bean, and in turn, we go back and import chocolates back into Africa. This process has to come to an end. So what you find here is a full cocoa processing plant from start, right from the tree to the chocolate for final consumption. The process is a very clear process. It starts with separation, cleansing, until you get a clean bean.
The tray is actually set up to process cocoa. And in the process, They will generate cocoa butter, they will generate cocoa powder and cocoa liquor.
It is hoped that as all sectors key into the drive of refining Nigeria's raw materials before export, it will go a long way to boost the economy and serve the nation better. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And to end the news, a recap of the major story. Dialogue has begun to lay out framework by the main political party that will bring national unity in Guinea. Road users have been advised to observe all road signs, including zebra crossing, to ensure safety on the roads. It was also in the news that normalcy is gradually returning in Kaba Custodial Center after the recent jailbreak, with about 114 inmates recovered so far. That's the size of our package for tonight. From me is good night.